Hi there, it's Al from Bear Dog FX. I'm going to show you how to join two fretboards to gain extra frets. So what we're looking at right here is the end result. It's a long extended fretboard, 27 frets long. You've got notes on it. It's actually seamed at the 15th fret, but you can't see it. Basically, the first step is to create a new project with a double wide aspect ratio. And you do that just by going to the projects on the left side here. You right click, and under new project, you'll see that this is where you select your video aspect ratio. So we're going to go custom, and this is your standard HD 1920 by 1080. We're going to double the 1920, the horizontal resolution, to 3840, and that'll give you a dual monitor display type aspect ratio. So I've already done that. I'm just going to open up another project here. So we've already completed step number one. We've created a new custom project, 3840 by 1080. You can see that up here. And step number two, we're just going to add a fretboard effect and rename it Nut. So I'm just going to grab the guitar effect right here. Excuse me. I'm going to drag it to the timeline. So I'm going to rename it. Rename clip here. You right click on the clip, and I'm just going to call it Nut. And I'm also going to hide the template. And there we go, add fretboard, rename it Nut. That's step number two. Number three, check hide template. Now we're going to change the X position of this fretboard to move it 6 frets to the left. And that would be, each fret is 104 pixels, and I can show you why that is. So if I was to click show slide guide, it would show you here that 104 pixels per fret in the HD resolution, and it's 208 in 4K resolution. So right now we're at HD, the 1080p. So I'm going to just hide the slide guide here. So anyway, 6 times 104 is 624. So we want to shift this negative 624 to the left. So I'm just going to go into the video inspector, enter neg 624. Step number 5, we're just going to copy this fretboard, or we can drag a new one to the timeline if we want, but let's just copy this and we'll rename it Bridge. So I'm just going to drag a new fretboard instance above the nut, and I'm going to rename this one. I'm going to name it to Bridge. 6, scroll the fretboard to 27 frets. So we want to get back here in the fretboard menu, and with the slider here, I'm just going to drag it all the way to the right. And that will bring us up to 27 frets. And now we also want to move this fretboard right now is sitting right above the nut fretboard. So we want to change the X position to, we want to move it to the right 6 frets, which is 624 pixels. So I'm just going to click on the video inspector again. I'm going to change the X position number to 624. And there we go. So now we have 2 fretboards in the viewer. So the next step is we're going to crop this Bridge fretboard so it lines up at the 15th fret. We can go under the crop menu, and we're going to crop it by 1462 pixels. Now you can do this just by going here and choosing crop, and you can crop it like this. I've already played with this a bit, and a nice number to choose, which is 1462. So I'm just going to go right here. I'm going to change this 1462. Okay, so we are at step number 9, add fretboard and name it Dots. So we're just going to take a guitar instance of fretboard again. Sorry, excuse me, and we'll put this on top of the other effects. So this should land right in the middle. So what we want to do is we're going to hide the template and hide the fretboard, and this is going to be a dots only layer. So basically now we have the ability to grab these dots and put them within this range, pretty much right here, anywhere on the fretboard other than the 2 extremes, and I'll show you how we deal with that. So just put a couple of dots down here, and you can also use the bars for barcodes and stuff. Yeah, so not just the dots, but also the labels as well. So these dots, they'll go this far. Will it go there? Yes. Will it go there? No. So that they won't go to the extremes of the fretboard. So you can see here, I still have the nut dots from the original, the lowest fretboard effect. So you basically have three instances of fretboard for placing dots on the fretboard. So for this far extreme here, we go to the bridge, just enable the bridge layer, and now you can see we can go here to place dots. I'll put a red dot down there. And so we've got 27 frets and a full fretboard. The one drawback with this is that when it comes to bending a string, it's not going to look natural. That would be the only thing. So there it is. The string would normally be attached to the nut. If you can live with that, this hopefully will work for you if you want a longer fretboard, something that's longer than 15 frets. Yeah, so once you've finished adding all the dots, the final step would be to export your composition. So if we go under the File menu, we'll go Share, and we'll go Export File, Default, and we'll go to Settings. And this is where you really got to pay attention. So it's the video codec. So in order for the alpha lower to show, you want to use a ProRes 4444 or 444 XQ extra quality preset. I guess another thing to mention is that for the Banjo, if you wanted to extend the Banjo fretboard, the one to use would be the bass because it's 5 strings, and you would have to play with the note map. At the bottom of every fretboard you have the string map, so you can actually adjust the individual strings just so they line up, whatever. Right now we're working in sort of the smaller viewer. I personally enjoy working in the full screen mode. Just click on these 2 arrows here in the viewer. You'll get a full screen mode. You just have to pause playback, and you have access to all of the on-screen controls, which is nice. Move that out of the way. So not just that, but you also have access to all the labels as well. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.